Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Deploying Chuckle. So in this video we're going to dive into how you can push your code to the GitHub. In our last video we covered the fundamentals, what Git and GitHub are and how to install and set them up, and how to link your local Git installation with your GitHub account using the commands. If you haven't seen this video yet, I highly recommend watching it first, and it lays the essential groundwork for what we'll do today. So today our focus is more practical, whether you have a simple project with just a few files or a complex application built with the frameworks like React, Angular, Vue.js, and like like Next.js, or any other framework. The process for the pushing your code from your local working directory to GitHub remain consistent, and we explore the process in details using a straightforward example to make sure everything is super clear. While we'll keep this video very simple and focused on the core process, the core like push process, and how that in future like in upcoming future videos we will dive much deeper into the advanced Git concepts. So the first thing we need is a project, right? The any project that we want to push our code to our like GitHub account. For these demonstrations I created a new full folder. Right, so I created a folder and that will serve as our working directly. Let's call it the ecom project. Open the folders. Now inside this folder you might have a full React application and the Angular app or any other number of project directories and the file. For the simplicity, I just open the new pad and create a simple basic HTML file within our like ecom pro folder. Right, so open this up and let's quick create a simple inside like index.html file, and I add the simple like header one for like tag. Perhaps it's saying that this is our first project. First project. Close these brackets of the tag. It's h1. So now we have to save as this like file as, and we have to change the file of the notepad with index.html. Save this accordingly, close this window. Yeah, you can see there is then two types with the different file extension. So now we have to treat this text document, and we haven't like it used and need this now. So right, so first we have to open this and quickly verify it's working by opening int. Yeah, perfect. This like it's deploying, it's displayed that this is our first project. Or so now we have the local project ready, right? So next step is to creating a place on the GitHub where this code will be live. Just as we have a local working directory for our project, on GitHub we create what calls a repository, and you can short form is repo. This is essentially a folder on the GitHub where your code will be hosted. So let's go to the GitHub account. Right, so this is our GitHub account and we have to navigate to the repositories. So here you see a new button, click it to create a new repository. So just like when you create a new folder on the GitHub, GitHub will ask the repository name. I'll call it the new project. project, and like there is like no strict rules of choosing the name. So below the name you have the option to add a description. This is optional but a good practice as it tells other what the repository is about and what technologies it's used, etc. And next, the very important thing is to choose between making your repository public or private. So we usually keep these repositories public because the whole point of hosting them is often for others to see your project, your work, and collaborate and contribution. If you set it to private, only you and the people you grant access to will able to see it. So for this example I choose the public. Once you fill in the details, click the create repositories. Great. Great. So our remote repository on the GitHub is now created and ready to receive our code. So now there are two ways you might thinking about pushing the code to the GitHub. One is very simply dragging and dropping your file directory on the GitHub web interface. However, I went to emphasize that this method because it is very unprofessional and should almost never be used for the actual software development lifecycle. Many people mistakenly believe that they learn Git and GitHub by doing this, but it completely bypasses the core concepts of version control when you drop and drag. You while like with using that you lose the version tracking because the no detailed history of changes, collaboration. You cannot be effectively work as a team. Branching means like your concept of branches become very irrelevant, and the management, your files are often simply overwriting written, not intelligently merged or tracked. This method is only acceptable if you're uploading a simple non-code like files like PDFs, for which frankly other platform might be more suitable for this. For any real project development, we always follow the command. So uh, they might see a couple of complex at first, but they become second nature with practice because you literally memorize them after using them just a few times, just like just like me, and I countless developers others used it. So by the way, the GitHub itself provides a step-by-step guide with this command on the new repository page, which is very helpful. So let's switch back to our local e-commerce project folder. So this first thing we need to do is open a git bash inside this folder. Right click on the git bash. You can doing the same by right clicking on with the folder. So you see that the path in the terminal confirm you are in the right directory. So the quickly demonstrating, we have the git config double hyphen list to just to very quickly verify that this show our our username and the uh, email that we configure in the last previous video, linking our local git to the GitHub account. This is very important because it tells the git who is making the changes. So now let's get the git involved within our project. We have to initialize the git into in our project. This very first command we have to be use is git initiate. So we have to write the git initiate command. Like this is very important because this command initialize an empty git repository into our current repository directory. So it's actually tells the git start tracking the changes in this folder. When you run it, you see a hidden folder on the git folder created into our project repository. The folder is where the git shows all the tracking. We can see it by under the view section. Okay, sorry for that. Yeah, on the view section we have the hidden items, and we can see that the .git folder created into your project directory. So the folder is where we store all this tracking information, history, and the configurations for your project. If right. So second thing is that now we need to tell the Git which files is to be tracked for the current commit. This is done with the git.add. Right, git add command. If you want to track a specific file, so you write to git add and this file name. For our case, we have the index.html file. So for that we have, so now we have if we use a git add dot, so this dot specifies all the files in the current directory and its subdirectories, and this stages your changes and preparing that for the commit. So I used git add dot. Right. So after staging, you commit your code. A commit is liking a snapshot, saving a snapshot of your project at a specific point in time. It creates a permanent record in your local Git repository. We use a command in such scenario. We have the git commit hyphen smaller m double quotation first commit. This m stand for message, and the message itself a brief description of what change you made in the particular commit. It's very crucial for the like documentation. For example, I type git commit okay hyphen smaller m, oh sorry, hyphen smaller m double quotation. In the initial commit I added the code, added the HTML code inside. Press enter. You see the output confirming that the commit has been made for your local repository. So now let's talk about the branches again. By default, the Git often initializes branch name master. However, on GitHub, the default branch name is usually the main. To avoid the conflicts and maintain the consistency, it's good practice to rename your local master branch to the main. So we use the command like git my branch hyphen capital M main. So the hyphen M tab flag ensure that the branch is renewed, that is named, and even it is already exists. After this, you see that your terminal prompt changes from the masters to the main, and we dive deeper into the branching later. For now, just know this essentially the like the compatibility. So our local Git repository now has been changed and commit to its main branch, but it doesn't yet know which like remote GitHub repository to send these changes to. So we need to add a remote. GitHub provide the exact URL for this. So we have the GitHub provided itself the command like where we can use it. So right now copy this command and the paste in the below type, right? So so this we have the so we have go back to your git repository. So for me we have to be paste it now. So hit the after the hitting the enter, so git now knows where to send your code is, right? So finally the moment is being waiting for we push our local changing to the remote GitHub repository, and the command itself that the git push git push hyphen u origin push. So right, the git push means that set the local changes to the remote, and hyphen u means that the is used to first time whenever we used. Oh, we having the issue error, right? So git push hyphen. Oh, sorry. So we can have, so we have the error that I just like mistakenly type two time push, and I have to be right the origin main. So main specify the branch we want to push on it. So when we have entered for the first time, Git will likely prompt you for the authentication. It will typically open a browser window and asking you to sign into this GitHub. Simply follow the commands to authenticate. Once the authenticated, your code will be start uploading. So I am authenticating itself. Now it's authenticating. This is the URL for the authentication. Oh, okay. So now we have troubleshoot it. Right. So like with the code is being like you can see that our code has been pushed to the GitHub. So let's go back to the GitHub repository in the browser and refresh the page. Right, so like you now see your index.html files right there. Notice that the commit message we wrote is like initial the commit. We have the added the HTML code inside, so it also appear. If you click on this, you can see the exact changes made in the commit. This is how the Git track your changes commit by committing the provide committing by commit and providing the clear history of our project, right? So this was the fundamentals and beginner friendly walkthrough of pushing your code to the GitHub using dead commands. In the upcoming videos, will deeply dive into the Git workflow. We explore the concepts like the staging area, untracked versus modified files, and the more advanced Git commands. So don't let the commands intimidate you, and the more you practice, the more natural they become. I also provide the comprehensive notes with all the Git commands and the explanation once we complete the Git and GitHub section of this course. So yeah, that's all for today. So we will meet in the next one with the another topic. And please don't hesitate to drop an comment if you have any issue while setting up this, and if you have any suggestion and you wanted to having some oncoming series of the tools, do let me know. I will definitely I will definitely look all the comments in the comment section. I will definitely reply to you accordingly. So right, so for now this is this is from my end. We'll see you in the next time. Goodbye for now. Thumbs up.